See, if you want to make money in 2026 in crypto, follow this template. Number one, you should be buying Wikicat, and your target should be buying at least 50 billion to 500 billion Wikicat, right? Now, how are you going to get this money you are going to use to buy 50 to 500 billion Wikicat? You are going to get it from either your job or your business. That is where the capital will be coming from. Now, when this capital is coming, I want you to be buying on consistent basis. If possible, buy on a daily basis. Or, if it's not possible, buy on a weekly basis. Because you get the opportunity to buy at different market caps. That is dollar cost averaging. 2, whatever your business or your job is, you have to double the hustle. Why do I say so? Imagine that before you started buying 50 to 500 billion Wikicat, your income from your job or your business is $1,000. Now, if you decide to invest $800, you are left with $200. Now, remember that this $200 is going to serve as your emergency fund. You can use to respond to black tax. You can use it to maybe go for checkups, your normal bills, transport, data, house rent, foodstuffs, and the rest of them. But sometimes an emergency can actually come up that $200 cannot actually cater for, and you will be left with no other option than to come to your Wikicat here to come and sell. And who knows, you might even be selling below the market cap you bought, which means you're already making a loss. So once you decide that you are going to make money in crypto, start buying 50 billion to 500 billion Wikicat, the first thing you should do is to double your hustle, right? Now, you have double your hustle. Instead of 1,000 now, you have 2,000. Now you invest 800, you are left with 1,200. That 1,200, right? 200 used to sort you before, but you now have excess of 1,000, which means even if an emergency comes, it won't even take up to $500 or $700. That is one thing. You are okay than that. Now that you have gotten 50 billion to 500 billion Wikicat, what are you supposed to do? Keep on buying. Don't rest. If you get to 50 billion, keep on buying, because 50 billion is the lower class, 500 billion is the upper class. So keep buying. Now, when you keep buying, the next thing you should be targeting is to take your first profit at 2.8 billion market cap, right? Now, at 2.8 billion market cap, you're going to sell 20% of your Wikicat holding. Now, at 2.8 billion market cap, the price of Wikicat is going to be 0.50 after the decimal point, then 54. Now, which means 20% of your portfolio, if we are using that, your portfolio, you are only able to buy 50 billion pieces, right? Your 20% of 50 billion pieces at 2.8 billion market cap, 20% will be $270,000. Listen carefully. Your total portfolio, your 50 billion will be worth $270,000, right? Now, 20%, if you sell 20% of your Wikicat 50 billion pieces at 2.8 billion market cap, you have $54,000. Now, let's go by the popular saying. We all know that exchange rate is more than $1,000 per dollar. So let's go by the predicted exchange rate of Femi Otedola that $1 will go below 1,000. So let's take this $54,000 to be, let's say, at $1,000 exchange rate, which means we'll have 54 million naira. Remember, that is just 20% of our holding of 50 billion Wikicat. Now, what are we supposed to do with this $54,000, now 54 million? We are going to use it to do what? To increase our cash flow or passive income. Why is that so? Is that so because you need that passive income? You need money to be coming from somewhere, to be adding to whatever capital it is, right? You need money to be coming and flowing from somewhere to take care of your immediate needs. Now, if you put 54 million, okay, 54 million, let's come. Now we have what could be the sources of passive income. It could be a money mutual market fund or a dividend paying stock. Now, this place, dividend paying stock, you have capital appreciation. And what? And dividend. Now, what do I mean by a capital appreciation? If the price of one stock you bought was 100 naira, now next year, that stock is now selling for 200 naira. It means that your capital have appreciated by 100%. Now again, you still get dividend payment, right? Now your dividend, just reinvest it into buying more stocks. But do you see this one? This one is going to pay you, I think, between 15%, 15 to 17%, right? So now, when this 54 million comes, you tear it into two. If you tear the 54 million into two, it will now be 27 million. Put 27 million here, Put 27 million here. Now, 27 million on Money Mutual Market Fund at 15% will give you, let's do. So now that will be 27 million times 15 over 100. Cancel 0 here, cancel 0 here, cancel 0 here, cancel 0 here, right? We'll now have 270000. So this becomes 270,000 multiplied by 15. Who can give us the answer? You said that is what? 4 million. 4,050,000. Right? That is what you are going to earn on your 27 million at 15%. Now remember, they pay 3 times in a year. So we are going to divide 4,050,000 by 3 to tell you how much you will be getting in every 3 months. Babe, please do it. 4,050,000 divided by 3. So that will be 1,350,000. So it means that every 3 months in the year, you get 1,350,000 every 3 months. So in 1 year, if you subscribe for 1 year, that will be what? That will be 4,050,000 at the end of the year. Now, 4,050,000 at the end of the year, if you add it to your hustle that used to pay you $2,000, right? That will be around 6 point something million. Now with 6 point something million, you now move to another environment where people who think like you are, where people who earn decent amounts like you are. Because if you don't move from your current environment and you start earning this big, maybe you might put solar, you might ditch your business and start focusing fully on life or something. Your life must change. It will be visible, the scent of your perfume and the rest of them. Poor people hate rich people. That is why when poor people become rich, they leave their environment. Now that you have a passive income of 4,050,000 every year, this is from just the Money Mutual Fund. Now, let's say that you get dividend payment of, let's say, 1.8 million or 2 million naira in a year. That means you are earning 6 million naira for doing nothing every year. Now, this money is the money that is going to sustain your lifestyle until Wikicat hits what? Hits 0.01. Until Wikicat gets listed on Binance. Until Wikicat gets listed on Coinbase. Until Elon Musk tweets about Wikicat and Wikicat pumps off the roof. This is how you are going to sustain yourself. So if you have been asking me, boss, how do we take profit? Boss, how do you take profit? I think this video is for you. I think I have explained everything. Let me go and eat the precious ogbono soup my wife made. Thank you and God bless you. See you in Monaco, guys.